Good morning, Infinity Fellowship. Everybody in the house today. We're so glad to have you with us as we are getting service all loaded, locked, and ready to go. It already is. But we wanted to give you this opportunity as we're doing our countdown to take a look at the slides that you see on your screen and to call your family, to call your friends and tell them, hey, come on in the room. Come on in the room right now. Put us up on YouTube on your big screen. Put us up on Facebook. Project from your phone. Do whatever you do. In Nashville, it's a little bit rainy, so we know you're probably all cozied up in the house, got your tea brewing, got your coffee brewing. Some of you got a plate of eggs on your lap right now. It's all right. Go on and finish them off before meditation. But we're getting ready to start Infinity Fellowship, and we're so pleased that you're joining us today on this beautiful day, the 15th of December, in 2024. This is the year of divine reciprocity, y'all. This is If Teaches. If you're new to If Teaches, when we get to the message, this is time for you to contribute to the conversation today. We got a great service ahead. We're so glad that you joined us. I'm Jeff Obafemi Carr, and we're looking forward to an awesome service today. We'll see you in a minute. We welcome you into the place today of Infinity Fellowship. I'm Jeff Obafemi Carr, also known as Rev Jeff at Infinity. And we're so glad that you're joining us today on our Infinite Life stream. It's great to see so many of you in the place today, whatever platform you're joining us on, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, a couple of pages on Facebook, whether it's even X at the moment. Wherever you might be joining us from, we invite you to still yourself in the moment and just enjoy the cosmic flow that is the joyful vibration of Infinity Fellowship. We're so pleased that you're here and that you're going to share this broadcast. You're going to share this Sunday service with your friends in just a few moments. But for now, let's start with some goodness. And the goodness comes from opening the way. We open the path to spirit. We open the path to divine. We open the path to higher consciousness. We open the path to a love vibration. And by doing that, we open ourselves this week to the remembrance that all is working in our favor. Yes, I know the world is changing. I know that things are moving for you, but I'm here to give you what the elders used to call that blessed assurance that everything is working in your favor. Take a deep breath on that and just let it go. That's how we'll start today. So I invite you into a brief meditation of alignment by continuing to just take deep breaths just like that. Inhale. Allow yourself to notice where your body may be stressed or tensed up. And on an exhale, just release that tension. Just like that. Without any need for an audible noise. Without the need to feel as if you have to control the breathing. Just breathe in. And when you breathe out in your mind and your consciousness, experience the sound ah. Inhaling, exhaling, ah. And as that inner voice is now joining in alignment with the inhale, with the exhale, ah, we embrace the silence and the stillness by adding to this moment the closing of the eyes from bottom to top or top to bottom or meeting in the middle. And we feel this moment together. Inhaling, peace. Exhaling, discontent. Inhaling, alignment. Exhaling, disjointedness. Inhaling, the feeling of gain and that everything is all right. Exhaling, fearfulness, unsurety, and feelings of loss. Inhaling the things that serve us. Exhaling the things that do not. Feeling the breath, embracing the breath, enjoying the breath, healing with the breath, as it silently moves through our body. Our inner voice affirms with the with the ah. bringing us to this divine moment of stillness, adding to this practice the bowing of the head, the opening of the heart, as we now begin to focus on the God of our acceptance and understanding. And as we focus on this divine light today, we embrace the joyfulness in its stillness, knowing that the universal God, divine source, the creator, is always accessible to us, especially in these moments when we decide to consciously embrace the stillness. And from this stillness, we pour our energy into realignment for manifestation in the tradition of affirmative prayer. Speaking directly to you, divine source. You are our mother, God. You are our father, God. You are the divine source of all creation and all that is, was, and ever shall be. And in this moment, we are grateful for you. We are grateful to acknowledge your presence at this place that we call the Infinity Fellowship. And this place is acknowledged as a building on 641 West Nocturne Drive, yet it is also acknowledged as a place that exists in the hearts of many around the world. That fellowship is when people come together, when 2 or 3 gather in your names. There you will be in the midst. And that midst is a present awareness that you've been there the entire time. You've been with us through our highs and through our lows, and you have been the constant that has kept us steady. And so we acknowledge first and foremost, above all, that we are grateful to be here today. That we are grateful to tune in through our various devices around the world. That we're grateful for the people who were nudged along to come to service today. We're grateful that someone encountered someone at school or at a coffee shop or walking along the street who mentioned that they felt like they didn't have a place, and they said, I got a place for you. Here's a link I want you to meet me on Sunday. For we know that there are no accidents. And in this cosmic dance that we call life, we speak today in gratitude for the ability to be a part of transformation in this age that is in need. We send our energy now. We send our light out from our hearts into the world that is in need of transformation. And as we recognize that society is going through a vital transformation, we are committing in this moment, oh God, to be a vital part of that transformation. We live in a world that is in desperate need of transformation. We know that many are still lamenting, along with the Neely family, over the transition of Brother Jordan Neely and the acquittal of a man who took his life with no right to do so in a New York subway. And many of us have had to watch what we know to be injustices taking place since then. Celebrations in streets, honoring of this killer at football games, and the embracing of this aesthetic of America that is a myth to start with. This has sent pain and ripples through people, but what it is and what we know, those of us who are transformers and change agents, know that this is the opportunity to rally the troops around love, to rally the troops around protection, to step up and stand out, to open our shirts and to boldly show the superheroes that exist, that we will not sit on our hands, oh God, that we will not quiet our voices, that we will use the powers that you have given to us to stand for justice and to create an equal world where this will no longer happen. Give us the strength and the courage and the wisdom to continue to move through these spaces. And when they happen, for us to not run away and disperse, but to come together in community and create the safe spaces where we are no longer threatened by those who are operating by a deadly and dangerously low vibration. We speak gratitude in this world today for the transition of one of our great poets, Sister Nikki Giovanni, and all of the work that she put into this world going back to her first publication in 1968. And we give thanks that she once walked just a few miles from here on the campus of the great Fisk University as a student there, and that an institution like that existed to bring about an education and a spark in her that would be a fire for so many people since she emerged into the world in her gift. I speak that those who are listening today, who are under the sound of my voice, will recognize that they too have a gifting, and that we will walk in this gifting today, and that something may be shared in a song today, something may be shared in a prayer today, something may be shared in a teaching today that will remind us of how to be in alignment with you. And as we align with you, all things manifest in our favor, and it is good. It is well. It is done. We pronounce these things and we proclaim these things with power, with confidence and knowing. So it is spoken, so it is received, and so it is. Deep breath together and exhale, release. Let us say together, Amen, Amen, Hotep, Shalom, Namaste, Ashe. And so it is. Let us prepare for our pouring of libations. As we begin to prepare to pour the water today, we recognize that this water represents the living. We recognize and remember those who have gone before, which is represented by the earth. And if you're brand new to living and brand new to consciousness, guess what's going to happen to this earthly body when you no longer need it? It's going to turn into dust. That's why at the consecration and ceremony that we have when we finally do the committals, we say earth to earth, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. Because this is where we came from as a physical body in our earth suit, and we shall return to the dirt. So what we do when we pour this water is we say we are connecting those who are living with those who have gone before. And so I invite you in this moment to begin to think about the names of those ancestors of yours who you want to remember. And as you remember them, we want you to call their names aloud as we pour this water. Of course, as we pour this water at the altar today that represents the fire, the water, the air, and the earth, we are very elemental at Infinity. We want to recognize a special libation for the spirit of Sister Yolande Cornelia Nikki Giovanni Jr. She put Nikki Giovanni Jr. on that. She would Ashe. So when you say Ashe, it's a word of power. It's a proclamation of, and so it is. And I know that we've got at least one, two, three. We got Fiskites in the house today. I don't want to start counting, but Fiskites seem to be running the show today. I don't know what's going on. If it's something about Fisk is in the place today. But Sister Nikki Giovanni was a student at Fisk. I had a chance to go and hear her speak once when I was a little younger, when she came back to Fisk. And it was wonderful to see her get honored. And she lives as a living metaphor for many of you, especially those of you who are active in the world. For those of you who are called to do something deeper and higher, it was fabulous to be able to stand in a campus like Fisk University and see her honored. And I also want to remind you to not get it twisted. It took several years for them to bring Nikki Giovanni back because she was accused as a student of being so radical that they accused her of trying to burn down the student union building. And so they kicked her out and told her to go home. And so for several years, nobody wanted to claim her. But when those books started getting published, and when those schools started bringing her in to speak, and when those television documentaries started coming out, when all of that started happening, my God, people embrace you. So it's a lesson that you do what you do because you are called to do it. Let the accolades come when everybody else catches up to it. Ashe to our spirit of Sister Nikki Giovanni. Let's go to the altar here, y'all, and pour some libations for our folks. As we pour the cool water, known in the Yoruba tradition as the Omitutu, we say, cool water, freshen our spirits, Ashe. Freshen and consecrate this space for spiritual work, Ashe. Freshen our collective ancestors all together around the world, Ashe. We give praise to Almighty Mother, Father God, Divine Source, and all creation, Ashe. Grant to us peace, and prosperity, Ashe. Pour to the cardinal directions of the north, where we find a sense of being a yes today. Whatever happened to you, whatever you've been through yesterday, decide to be a yes today. Be a yes for learning. Be a yes for growing. Be a yes for expansion. Be a yes today, Ashe. To the energy of the South, and understanding who we are and whose we are, being rooted in our culture, no matter whether it's Celtic or Yoruba, whatever it may be. If you're rooted authentically in who you are, you recognize whose you are and you respect it when you see it in others, Ashe. To the energy of the East and the rising sun, knowing that today is a brand new day. And as we say in Nashville, it's a little bit rainy, but the sun is still up there beyond the clouds. And when the rain goes away, the sun's still going to be there. There's always light, Ashe. And to the energy of the West, where we have the understanding that even in the darkness, there is light provided through the moon and the stars. So always remember, even in your darkest night, there's always light there to guide you, Ashe. From those four cardinal directions, we go to the fifth direction, coming from the Lakota tradition, the understanding of the ground below us. We invite you and encourage you to always be grounded. But when you are grounded, you have deep roots. And when you have roots, the storms may blow you back and forth and you may bend. But as we say at Infinity, it is always better to bend than it is to break. Ashe. To the sky above us, the wonderful landscape of openness, where we embrace a meditative flow when we breathe deeply and just allow our minds to wander as they wander. And as we do this, we get creative divine inspiration. And inspiration works through our hands so that we then manifest reality. Ashe. And from those six directions, we have a seventh direction, grand central station of it all, the human heart. This is the Mudra Anjali in the yogic tradition. It is the place where the divine green lotus expands and pulls all of the directions together. And so we speak that your heart may be as light as a feather in remembrance that you are standing on the shoulders of those who came before you. Ashe. And in this moment, we would invite you to call aloud the names of your ancestors. Sometimes people like to type a name in the chat box. If you got somebody in the chat that you want to recognize that has made the transition from life into life after life, we invite you to type their name aloud. We invite you to also be in the vibratory space by having your family call aloud the names of people you want to recognize, or just whisper them in remembrance. With your eyes closed, so that you remember how powerful this DNA is as it lives through you. Let us call those names aloud in this moment. and for the children in the womb, world, and yet unborn. We say together, Ashe, 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 and so it is done. How awesome. Y'all give some snaps at home, and we're going to do our statement of infinitude, and we're delighted that we have Sister Lady Kenitha in the house today, looking like vanilla mocha latte-ish. I don't know how you say, what are these colors? Y'all, it's the cream motif. I missed the memo. Kahlua. That's a coffee flavor. Okay. It's time for our statement of infinitude. Lady Kenitha, y'all give her some snaps on the line everywhere you are. She is in the place. Ashe.
So greetings. I am Lady Kenitha Carr, and I am pleased to welcome you to the Infinity Fellowship. And so we pause to remind you of the 4 core principles of our gathering, and we call it SNAP. The S in SNAP is for spirituality that transcends religion and connects you to the God of your own understanding. The N in SNAP is for nurturing of ourselves and others, mind, body, and spirit. The A is for action, because we take action on our callings and walk in our divine purpose every day. And finally, the P is for the proof that our spiritual practices manifest fruit in our lives through the building and maintaining of healthy and prosperous families, relationships, careers, and dreams, and so on and so on and so on. We are so grateful that you all are here as a unique manifestation of our Creator, the loving, living spirit of our commonality, the divine source of all creation, and is perceived by many names, but yet known by only one energy. So this is our foundational practice of true interspirituality, where all are affirmed in love energy. So I invite you all at home and in this space to stand with me and join me in our statement of infinitude. We agree that we are beings of pure, eternal spirit, birthed from the creative potential of the universe, with all the powers of the Creator inherent within us. We embrace the innate goodness of humankind and an abundant creation that provides for us through the seeds that we plant in our everyday lives. We acknowledge that who we are is housed in a temporary biological organism, and as such, it is our responsibility to take care of it, because it will only last for a precious window of time. As we nurture ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, we commit to provide like acts of nurturing for our fellow brothers and sisters of the world we live in, embracing all regardless of religious faith, skin color, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic background. All are truly welcome at infinity. We agree and accept that various religions exist as a unique opportunity for humanity to get to know one another through meaningful conversations that seek to explore the core concepts we share in common. It is the application of ancient wisdom, scientific discovery, and spiritual practices, both physical and metaphysical, that will lead us closer together as a human family. We commit to exist now and ever as a beloved community. Let it be so according to the many ancient terms of affirmation. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe.
All right, y'all, we're going to celebrate today by embracing some gratitude in the place today. Y'all, it's time to celebrate in gratitude. Gratitude, 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 gratitude. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to say good morning to you, and we're going to sing it. We're also going to say good morning to your neighbor as well. So what we want to do in the place, what we also love to do, Lady Kenitha, is we love to generate this gratitude. And one of the ways that we generate gratitude, y'all, is by just introducing ourselves in the chat. And we introduce ourselves in the chat, we say what you see on your screen right now, which is, my name is, I am grateful for. My name is I Am Grateful For. We got a song that we're going to sing with this and everything, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. But we want you to do this because this is how we start a gratitude chain. The gratitude chain happens when you just say, hey, here's one thing I'm grateful for. It could be something simple. I know you say a lot is going on in the world, but it can be that I got up this morning. It could be that I got a brand new car last night. I mean, it could be anything. It could be that, I put on a shirt and was able to button the buttons. Whatever it is that's small, however small, I invite you, I dare you, I challenge you to now be a part of service in a powerful way by doing just that, speaking gratitude. So let's do it. Let's generate it, and let's say good morning to you in the way that we say it.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. And we da 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 Hey, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. All right, live streamers, make sure that you are typing in things that you're grateful for. And we're back again. It's another Sunday. I can't believe it. What are you grateful for? What are you typing in the box? What are you typing in the chat? What are you grateful for on this good morning? And we say da 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 What about my young people? If you're watching, go ahead and type in. Say, hey, parents, I need to be able to type in some things that I am grateful for. Let's get this energy going. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to all of you.
Oh, awesome. Y'all give up some snaps in that chat and do it all. We should do something about that. Let's give up the snaps in the chat. Wouldn't it be great to create something that would be about snaps in chat? We could call it Snapchat, right?
Okay, well.
Hey, 5 years ago, I would have been a hit. Come on, so I would have claimed somebody stole it from me. I am Rev Jeff, and I am grateful for my sense of humor. Thank you very much. We're grateful to have that, but we're seeing the gratitude come in. Sister Courtney's grateful to celebrate my brother this weekend, graduated with his nursing degree. Love it. Brother Chris Sadler, grateful for life, health, family, and extended family. How awesome is that? Talia says, I am grateful for my parents and for basketball. That's all right. Talia, I hear you about to dunk on some folks. So, what's up? You dunking already? I mean, the Nerf dunk. And that's how our kids used to dunk at that age. Brother Martin is saying good morning and sending all love to everybody in the house today. Sister Keisha says good morning. Grateful to have completed a successful semester and end on a high note. Come on, we love ending on high notes and ending semesters. So, yeah, all of that greatness, all of that goodness is going through the chat today, y'all. It's never too late to put a little gratitude into the chat. We got standing ovations coming up in a few minutes, so we'll put something up for you in a minute. But first and foremost, we want to say welcome to our first-time visitors. If you are a first-time visitor at the Infinity Fellowship, you have landed squarely in the core of consciousness and the apex of authenticity. We're 100% real here at Infinity Fellowship. Again, if my first timers, my name is Jeff Obafemi-Carr. In this space, I go by Rev Jeff. And this is where we welcome you to service. If you're a first timer, please feel free to drop in the chat. First time, just say, hey, first time, my first time, whatever you want to say there. If you drop that in the chat, then what will happen is everybody who's online is going to send you some hearts. They're going to say welcome. They're going to let you know that you are family. While you're dropping that in the chat, what we're also going to do is we're going to give you a slide that's appearing on your screen right now. And that slide is our visitors welcome. Oh, matter of fact, we got the QR code. We're fancy. We got the slide. We got the QR code. We got everything. I love it. That's what happens when you have distinguished graduates of Fisk handling things. It happens. Multi-talented folks. But again, scan this QR code, and what will happen is you'll get a form that we will send, you'll send back to us. It's just a little quick online survey. Get a little information on you. We can send you a welcome card. There's also a place for those of you who have been curious about joining Infinity Fellowship where you can decide to join. And it's really simple. You just check that box and we'll send you out our information on new members orientation. More on that in a minute. But first and foremost, I want you to scan that QR code so that we can say welcome to you in an official and powerful way. To our visitors, this may be the very first time that you have experienced Infinity Fellowship, but we like to let you know that we do not see you just as human beings who are in the place or on the stream coming to have spiritual experiences. We know that that's a part of ritual and community, and we provide that. But the truth is, it's the other way around. You are a spirit who is navigating the human experience just like us. And so from that place, that is where we say welcome. And we say welcome in a very specific way. I want to say welcome to a few members of the Voices of Infinity who are in the house because they got rehearsal today. We're lucky we live in 2024. 1994 was the day you show up. Oh, they're in the house. Come up here and sing a song. You're like, Lord, have mercy. That's why I stopped going to church. Lord, have mercy. Let me be a little real. It was always the ones that keep me in prayer. We used to have a sing around town. Keep me in prayer. The devil's trying to take my voice. Y'all just keep me in prayer. I'm going to do my best. The devil is coming at me. All right. Go to A flat. Blow the storm. Keep it like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Y'all don't do us like that. There's nothing wrong. You're welcome here, though. So my voice is in the house, so they get to turn to each other here in the place. And those of you who are at home, go ahead and put your hands up to the screen or turn to somebody in your household. And the way we do our welcome is we repeat something. And we repeat these words with meaning, and we look at somebody. If you're able to look at somebody, look at somebody. If not, you can look at me, unless you're driving, okay? Then you just say it out loud and know that people around the world, people all over the world are saying this with you. Take a deep breath and exhale, let it go. And repeat these words. I see you, but you don't hear me though. I really see the real you. I see who you are. You are a divine manifestation of God's creation. I see what you are. You are a spirit. You're more than what's on the outside. You're a gift to me and to the entire world. I see where you are. You're right here in front of me, where I can let you know that you are not alone. I'm with you. We're with you all over the world. And you are at home. I see when you are. You're in the right now, baby. You are so much more than your yesterday. I see why you are. You're here to learn, to grow, to embrace your dreams, and to celebrate your divine destiny. I know all this because I'm here to do the same thing. So we're going to help each other out. All right? I know the real you. And I see you shining today. I feel you shining today. I know you're shining today. So welcome to infinity. Welcome home. Asheo. Hey. Give somebody a fist bump if you can. Give somebody a high five. Let them do a little dance. Do another dance. Give a little love to somebody in the place today. Hey, hey. Give up some love. Give up some fire signs in the chat. Do what you do, what you do, what you do, what you do. Welcome up. Welcome home, y'all. Welcome home. Hey, welcome home. Hey, hey, welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Yes. Welcome home. All right, y'all. Like, we'd like to take that energy that we got from that sacred moment of welcome, and we turn that into a moment of gratitude. And that gratitude is an actual exercise through giving. It is time for offering at Infinity Fellowship. Cue the horns, cue the thunder, cue everything. As we get ready to give back at Infinity Fellowship, we are prepping you. You can give via Cash App, PayPal. You can give via snail mail. We'll put a slide up in a minute. But to handle our giving, we travel because we're a global community. We travel down through Georgia and down through the banks, the areas near Alabama, and headed toward Florida. And we land in the wonderful city of Macon. And in the wonderful city of Macon, we have the Lindsley family. And we have Brother Tyrell Lindsley, who is going to come in and lead us through our offering period. Brother Tyrell Lindsley, are you there, sir? How are you?
Mic check, 1, 2. Yes, yes. Live in the space.
We are so glad you're with us, man. We turn it over to you for our offering.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Infinity. I always like to recognize the other time zones because we are an international space, and being infinite, people visit in different times and can watch the replay or wherever you're at. Whenever you watch this, you are right on time. So I just want to welcome you and thank you for your time here and visiting and being with us. This is a very powerful, important, fun vibration that we get to do here at Infinity. Giving, it's so good. It's so fun to participate in. I come to you as a former skeptic. You know, I came into this space very new to the practices of tithing, the practices of giving back in that kind of way. And so for me, this has been a beautiful journey of discovery and understanding, and being with Infinity and learning through the new members orientation, which Rev just hinted at, is very powerful to be involved with that. But one of the things that we learned at new members orientation is what giving and what tithing actually is, and how that participatory act plays into the larger role of your spirituality. And so, just for disclosure and just being upfront, with me, that was one of the challenges is how do I do this in a way where I'm not feeling those vibrations of lack, of doubt, of fear, and giving from a space of abundance. And it takes a lot of practice. It continues to be practice that I work on, my family works on all the time. But what is really helpful for me is when I recognize all that I receive back when I give. Um, a brief story: us moving here to Georgia, we moved from Arizona, and it was a scary move because it's a space that we've never been in before. We've never, you know, drove across the country, especially with our two young girls. And so doing that and making that leap, it was beautiful to have some people to call on for prayer, for blessings with Rev and Lady Kanitha. And when we called them to share the news with them and ask for prayer, they were more than happy to do it. They if I remember correctly, they were in the middle of shopping or something. They kind of got in the car right there and was like, all right, here we go. Let's do this. And it was a powerful act. And on top of that, they gave us a little gift of appreciation and gratitude because we had been in that practice of tithing and giving regularly. They wanted to give back and show us how they appreciate and love us. And it was something that was completely unexpected. We were very grateful for it. And like Spirit does, it really showed and gratified a lot of the doubts and fears that we had with our move. And just when things were starting to get interesting on our drive, midway through, our car breaks down. And we're in the middle of this state that we've never been in, Jackson, Mississippi, I believe we were in. And it was not fun to say the least, with my two kids in the back and thinking, oh man, what are we gonna do? But as I started to remembering these practices with infinity, started to focusing on my breathing, calming down, thinking about the things that we do have, like we did make it to the hotel that we were trying to get to um, before the night's end. We did make it there safely. We did make it into a space where we can get all the things unloaded from the car, get some good sleep, and think about the next day. How will we move forward? And just in perfect timing, the way things aligned, that powerful vibration that Rev and Affinity gave us with our move, and as a moment of gratitude for the giving that we did, that powerful vibration was exactly the amount of money that we needed to get the car fixed. We not only were able to fix the vehicle in the middle of what we consider was nowhere, but we weren't very far from help. We weren't very far from an auto shop that was willing to work with us while we were moving money and funds around. We were not very far from an auto zone that was able to give us a quote on a part that we were missing. It turns out it was the alternator. And so in this moment of despair, of fear, of doubt, there was all of these blessings right in our reach. And we were able to do the things that we were planning and wanting to do just because we were in the vibration of giving. We were already in the vibration of community, of love. And so when we tithe at this space, when we tithe and we give from the space of abundance, you never know how it's going to come back to you. And so I always think of that when I'm tithing and I'm feeling a little bit like, oh man, I got rent next week. Oh, how can I do this? I always remember that spirit shows up, that everything that I need, everything that is supposed to happen will happen in divine order, and that I'm always good and I'm always protected. And so as we engage with this practice, as we do this as a community, we're going to do a powerful affirmation before we start giving. This has been very helpful to recite in the back of our mind as well. Some very great reminders in here. So we're going to do that together as a community. And after that, we will sing a song that is very affirmative as well. And it's called Everything is Good. So thank you for this time. Thank you for this moment to share with community. and let's do this together. Let's bring this vibration up and do this offertory offering um, together. And so, if you will rise at your homes, no, for those that are at home, relaxing, or even like myself, getting breakfast ready, getting started with your day, let's do this affirmation together, and it'll come up on your screen here shortly. Here we go. Oh,
limitless,
abundant
Creator,
source of
everything I possess. You have given us
me the gifts of life.
You have
breath
given
and
me
creativity.
life, breath, and
You continue to provide for me without judgment or preference. And so I freely return these gifts to you with my whole heart, mind, and intention, knowing that as I give freely with both remembrance and gratitude, the circle of abundance will be unbroken. And so it is. Ooh, everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, yeah, hey. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Yeah, sing with me now. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, everything is good. Everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, tell yourself everything is good. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it. Hey, I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it. Hey, I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Yes, you got it so good. Yeah. Woo.
Oh, what a wonderful moment. Oh, what a wonderful moment of giving. Oh, what a wonderful energy. Oh, what a wonderful time, y'all. And we've got a little bit more on that. We're unpacking some things today in If Teaches that ought to be really exciting for everyone. And we're so grateful for you. Again, our giving platforms are there. And shout out to Brother Tyrell, the Lindsley family down in Macon, Georgia. Y'all don't know nothing about Georgia. My people from the red earth, the red clay down there in Georgia. So have a special affinity for Georgia. Oh, Georgia. No peace I'll find. Well, the band ain't here today, so I ain't gonna keep going. Oh, look at that. We got the voices. Oh, sweet song, keep Georgia on my mind. Woo. Okay, y'all want to go do some acapella? Come on, let's come on. No. we get to this, listen, it's time also to recognize that we want to give you an opportunity to share a standing ovation. So if you have a standing ovation, we're going to go ahead and put that QR code on the screen where you can grab that. This standing ovation, which is actually right cheer. That standing ovation, that form, that scan right there gives you an opportunity to let us know what great things have happened in your life. And it can be something that you shifted to. It can be something that you manifested that you've been working on. Standing ovation is an accomplishment that you've made that you want to share with the community so that we can affirm that your spiritual practice is bearing fruit in your life. Fruit in your life. See, any spiritual practice that we have here, any place that you come to, you want to be able to see fruit in your life. So the standing ovation is something that is unique to Infinity Fellowship. It is a way for us to affirm that what we're teaching, what we're putting in the atmosphere in the universe is working in your life. So go ahead and fill out that form. You got about 2 to 3 minutes before it populates. So go ahead and scan on it. And while we're doing that, we will get to some morning announcements. As we get ready for standing ovations, listen, I want to welcome you to the 12th month of 2024, the year of divine reciprocity. That's right. You see it on your screen. The definition of reciprocity is equal exchange or interchange. The law of attraction teaches us that what we put into the universe is attracted to us. So we're excited to invite you to empower yourself continually by speaking aloud our daily mantra for the year. We only got like 2 more Sundays to say this together. You can still say it, but it's right here on the bottom left of your slide, and you see it there. Let's say it all together. I am that I am. I give, I get, I've got it good. That's awesome. Before we get to our standing ovations and recognize that, we remind you that Sunday services continue in the format that we have right now. We are in person on first Sundays. Our next in person first Sunday is going to be absolutely awesome. We invite you to join us and to make plans. It will be our big New Year's event. So we want to make sure that whatever you're doing, that you pause to make time to join us on the first Sunday. Come on in. Second Sunday, third Sunday, and fourth Sunday, we are here on the Infinite Life stream. That's what you are doing right now. If you are watching today, you are on the Infinite Life stream. So we invite you to be a part of the activities that we have for young people, the community action activities, the voices rehearsals. And, I sit outside voices rehearsals and enjoy those too. I'm sit there and secretly sing from my office. We have ways that we gather here at 641 West Nocturne Drive. For those of you who are tuned in today, we invite you to continue to tune in every Sunday. The month's theme is Crossing the Finish Line. So this has been a month of Sundays focused on crossing the finish line. Have you felt as if you've been running for a long time, but you just can't get across the finish line? Well, that's what we're here to do. This entire month, we're here to get you across that finish line. And in this case, since we got 2 more weeks, Rev is proclaiming it the season of push, pull, and drag. You used to trade your car in push, pull, and drag. Today's message, we're going to push, pull, and drag you across the finish line gently with love. I can't speak for Lady Kanitha. You might feel a little something in your lumbar spine. It might size 9 in the lumbar spine, but we're going to get you there. So I encourage you to get your journals, even for Yoga Sunday, and for our 5th Sunday. This 5th Sunday is going to be special. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But this is what we're here to do. We ask you the question every single Sunday, what are you waiting on? You're that close to the finish line. We want you to keep going, to keep pressing, and we'll give you some lessons in a minute on how to get across there. Next Sunday is Yoga Sunday. So we're inviting you to join us on the mats. Make sure that you roll out those mats at home, wherever you are, and join us for a powerful practice where we put together the lessons that we have taught during the other Sundays and put it into physical form. We want you to have a healthy and vitally alive body. That is something that is important at Infinity Fellowship, and we do that through the meditative moving practice of yoga. So set your alarm to be here next week on the Infinite Live Stream to join us for Yoga Sunday. And make sure you don't skip Yoga Sunday. I'm talking to, I don't know who out there who might skip, but make sure you get your Yoga Sunday in and you're going to see the fruit that's coming in your life. Wow, the big announcement. We got a full end of the year beginning. I'm just going to tell y'all can read the slides, take a screenshot of the slide, do whatever you need to make sure that you mark some of the activities that we have. Fifth Sunday, y'all. We have a fifth Sunday, and we love to do a fireside chat format on fifth Sundays. And this is when we're doing our Atomic Vision Board Workshop. We are going to get this in. Those of you who have done Atomic Vision Boards with me before, it is a specific method that we use to manifest. We will not be just sitting up on Sunday, getting our drink on, putting pictures out of magazines of mansions that we're never going to see, and then finding the vision board 6 months in that you use to fold in half to keep the stove level. We ain't doing it like that. We are not doing it like that. We are doing Atomic Vision Boards. If you want to really manifest something in your life, you really want to see 2025 blow up for you, then I encourage you to mark that day, Sunday, December 29th, 10 a.m. on the Infinite Live Stream. I want you to collect magazines, scissors, glue, poster boards, and we're going to have church that is going to work for you in a practical way. By the end of service, you will be on your journey to being able to lift up and to hold up what you want to see for 2025. Ashe? Ashe. New Year's Eve, happy hour. We're going to do a condensed version of just a happy hour meet and greet. It's going to be fun. If you're in the city in Nashville, just stop by and say hello. We'll have some refreshments. We'll have a little music playing. We'll have a little fire circle going there from 6 to 8 p.m. So that's New Year's Eve, 6 to 8 p.m. That is going to be our activity. And then you'll be able to branch out and go do what you like to do on New Year's Eve. Then a little later on our New Year's Eve virtual countdown, we're going to get in 1:45 midnight, y'all, and speak some manifestations on our streaming platform. So listen, I don't have any judgment. If you're up in the club and it's 11:45, I want you to go into the bathroom at 11:45 and put your earphones on and make sure you lock the door, because I don't want anybody kicking in the door on you. But go in there and get your infinity on, and you get your boost, and then you go back out in the club, and the people are like, "Who are you? You don't look like the person that I saw before." It's because you will be juiced up with infinite love. So that's going to be on all streaming platforms. You can get your kids together at home and join with us. And then on the right of the slide, we got the big deal. First Sunday in person, Sunday, January 5th, calling all folks from all over. We got live music with the Voices of Infinity. We will introduce the theme for 2025 on that Sunday. We will have the gourmet chefs of Infinity cooking this potluck meal. We know that we have to-go plates that people pack up and people try to rake everything in. The food is so good. We will also play Infinite Manifestation Bingo, something brand new. It's going to be so good. Y'all are going to have to trademark it. This is going to be a spiritual experience for every single person, no matter what your path is. You go ahead and mark the day to be with us in person on first Sunday in January. We're going to light this New Year's up right. We also now get to announce something very special for those of you who have been waiting for it. New members orientation for the winter semester. And the reason why this is so special, the reason why this is so good, I'm going to put a link also to the form in the actual chat that you can put in. And when you come to this orientation, it's going to be special. We do our new members orientation with a free ancient wisdom class. I'm going to give you a little preview when we talk to the message today. We're going to wrap you up tight tonight. But listen, If you've been waiting on that ancient wisdom and you've been waiting to join Infinity, listen, go directly to the people who have checked that box before. You're going to get an email invite. But for right now, if you want to join the Infinity Fellowship, today is an excellent day. And when we start getting into this ancient wisdom over the course of 4 weeks in the afternoons on Sunday via Zoom, you're going to see your life transform for the better. And we got tons of testimonies. Don't miss this opportunity to join with people. So make sure that you sign up, that you fill out this form. I'm going to put the slide back up so that you can click on that QR code, or you can hit that link in the chat right now. Thank y'all. We got it in the chat right now. Click that link, get your registration, and reserve your slot today. When we open these up, people get in there and they get their slots, and everything just becomes such a beautiful dance of creativity and love. And so we're excited that you are going to be joining us, those of you who are new, for our Infinity Fellowship orientation. It's going to be beautiful. And let me say this as we come back to me for a moment. Current members, you cannot take new members orientation again, okay? I love y'all. Listen, y'all are practicing. Look, this every year, every 2 times a year when we do this, every time when we do these orientations, we end up seeing people's names. We're like, wait a minute, you took this twice. And they're like, wait a minute. No, it's so good. I don't want to miss out. It's great. For those of you who understand, we're going to do a little bit of that today. We're going to go through some principles today for the message. But listen, let our new folks and our first-time folks who are ready to join Infinity, give them the space and allow them to experience what you experienced in your orientation. There is no feeling like it. So we're excited for that. The other thing that you get when you join new members orientation is you get invite into the Band app. And in the Band app, it is very, very special because the Band app gives us access to Love and Light on Wednesdays. Love and Light is when you get to have real conversation, real-time love conversation, and community embracing with the Linsleys, Terrell and Tashana. That's how you get to it. When I see people sometimes in the community, it's like, hey, how did I get to that Love and Light? It's that band. And I said, yeah, we do new members orientation, and then you get in there. And so people say, oh, okay, well, can I just get in there? Well, you just can't get in there. I mean, I can't, I'm an Alpha Phi Alpha. I can't just walk up in I appreciate the Sigmas. I can't just walk up in their meeting. They don't, oh, okay. Yeah, come on in. Let's discuss this business. No, it just doesn't work like that. But that's an added bonus. And when I tell you Love and Light is a wonderful, wonderful place where people get an opportunity to share in a safe and beautiful place. And so we are grateful for that opportunity. That said, y'all, it is time for, as Kai gets ready to drop it on us, standing ovations.
So our high energy, this is so true, y'all. Our high energy at IF comes from our practice of snap, and that is so true. It's why we snap our fingers during this part of the service. We receive practical lessons and tools for our individual journeys, that's spirituality. We fellowship with like-minded spirits every week, like when we're on the Band app or when we're online watching, and that is nurturing. We take what we learn and apply it in our lives, and that's action. And if we do these things, then every week we see examples of progress in our lives. And y'all, that's the proof.
That's the proof.
So let us pause to enjoy a collective moment of expansion and manifestation. So here's what happens with our standing ovations. When your name is called, even if you're new to this, go ahead and type it in real quickly. Even if you're new, when your name is called, please stand as I read aloud your manifestation.
Yes.
When I finish each person's ovations, we will snap our fingers. Okay, we snap our fingers where we are.
Snap.
And then we will celebrate and affirm them. And then at the very end, Okay, we're gonna give an out of this body world standing ovation.
Yes, indeed. Okay, our first standing ovation is in-house. Brother Tony Insignaris back there on the Infinite Live stream. Tony said, I had a great opportunity to be cast and act in a music video that I did not have to do an audition for. Congratulations, Tony, on the career taking off. Awesome. All right, our next standing ovation goes to Talia Lindsley, who says, my artwork was selected out of my 4th grade class to be displayed at the mall in our city. Hey, I love it. Oh, our next, and we got kids. Our kids are putting in standing ovation. We got Mariah Rackland. Mariah says, I received an honor from Urban Green Lab as Nashville's Food Justice Initiative champion for the year.
Woo!
Yes. So we got one coming from Talia. We got our kids and we got our 2 adults. Mariah is just shining. Radical Rabbit, y'all. She is doing the doggone thing. Fully grown in the place and champion of the year. What are you talking about? I would say that I'm excited because I am, but the reality is that's the expectation. Superstars in this place. I'm already claiming, if you haven't had Radical Rabbit, go get you some. But I'm also claiming that, January 5th, y'all get here in place, y'all get a chance to have a little bit of some of that good food made by some of our in-house chefs. And Mariah is one of them. So we're very excited to be able to celebrate that standing ovation with you. Anything else that we want to
I
add?
actually got 2 standing ovations.
2 standing ovations.
So the first one, we had our first annual, this past Friday, annual Voices of Infinity holiday gathering.
Yes,
And so I just wanted to give some snaps and standing ovation to everyone that showed up, but also Sister Angela Mitchell-Hill and Teron Hamilton with their event company. They put together a spectacular and fun gathering for us. And so we're looking forward to this being the thing every year. We had a good time, y'all.
It looked like I stopped by
Good time.
and I didn't know what the room was. It was transformed. They had lights and backdrops and y'all had some fun. I love it.
We had a blast. And then my second thing is yesterday, it was really, really good. Shout out to LaJam's, the group. The girls are a part of this, and we went to deliver gifts to the Schrader Lane Assisted Living senior home, and it was such a great thing. We were able to sing Christmas carols. The girls were able to talk to several of the residents that were there. There was actually a lady there that was 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so we were able to give these gifts, and Kai actually got adopted. So we have to go see Miss Josephine because she wasn't going to let Kai go.
Okay.
She took her in like her grandbaby. That's what she was like. Don't take her. We said, Miss Josephine, we're gonna come back and visit you.
Oh,
so,
that's great.
We had such a good time, and just seeing all the young ladies that were there, and they weren't on their phones, and they didn't have bad attitudes, and they went to each resident and just showed each of them love and listened to them, let them talk to them. It was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. So,
that's awesome. Shout out to Nashville, to the chapter of LaJam's for doing that. Such a wonderful way to encourage young people. And there's no greater encouragement than being able to serve your elders, man. We absolutely love it. Okay, Mama, what do we do?
All right, so at this point, if you have shared, you get to have several seats while the rest of us are going to stand to our feet and give a thunderous standing ovation. Okay, here we go. So it was received, and so it is. Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Y'all, we want to go to today's meditation as we prepare for If Teaches. If Teaches is our message today. I encourage y'all at home to get your journals out. Make sure that you're in a good position to take some notes today. And ironically, today's meditation comes from Sister Nikki Giovanni. Yes, we are taking a meditation from Sister Nikki Giovanni. This is beautiful because it relates to how we're wrapping up the end of the year. Sister Nikki Giovanni wrote, "We've got to live in the real world. If we don't like the world we're living in, change it. And if we can't change it, we change ourselves. We can do something. We can do something." Everybody in the chat, somebody blow it up and say, "We can do something." Somebody type that part. I just like, we can do something. You know, people think you can't do anything, but we can do something. There's some way that we can do something, and we're going to make sure that we do that in the best way possible. Used to have a little cube here, but I don't have the cube anymore. So Tony, at some point, slip in and grab me maybe that little stool right there. That'll be okay, and bring it over here. I'm going to set my water there so that my water cup does not obscure the beautiful visage of Leda Kanithaka. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you, Tony, for flying that in for me. Y'all, I invite you to sing along with us just a verse or two of one of the great old songs of the traditional church that we morph into our preparation energy by recognizing that a physical space is a place that we desire to be in, but it's also most importantly a mental space, and that mental space is a land of high vibration. So I invite you in the land of high vibration to come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. I said, come and go to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land where I'm bound. Oh, there is love in that land. There is love in that land. Y'all, there is love in that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. You know that there is love in that land. There is love in that land. You know there is love in that land where I'm bound. Oh, all of our people are in that land. All of my people are in that land. I say that all of my people are in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I said all of my people are in that land. Said all of the people are in that land. Said all of my people are in that land where I'm bound. Oh, there ain't no hatred in that land. Ain't no hatred in that land. Ain't no hatred in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I said there ain't no hatred in that land. Ain't no hatred in that land. I said there ain't no hatred in that land where I'm bound. Oh, there is wisdom in that land. Come on, children, there is wisdom in that. All of God's children, there is wisdom in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Oh, there is wisdom in that land. There is wisdom in that land. Oh, there is wisdom in that land where I'm bound. Y'all, don't you wanna go to that land? Said, don't you wanna go to that land? Don't you wanna go to that land? Head where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Hey, don't you wanna go to that land? Hey, don't you wanna go to that land? Hey, don't you wanna go to that land where I'm bound? Oh, where I'm bound. Man, I feel my granddaddy coming up in this place, man. I'm trying. Yeesh. Woo, I felt Thomas Hayes coming up in this place. I was about to, all of my people in that land. All of my people are in that land. You all, I want to just give you an opportunity to look on the screen for a second for the topic today. The topic is count up your W's. Count up your W's. Somebody's saying, well, Rev, I want to count up my W's, but, you know, I had a bunch of L's this year. Can I real talk you today? We want to talk about, can I count up my W? Yeah, you can, but I have a few L's this year. Listen. We've been talking about crossing this finish line, and that's been the conversation that we've been having, crossing the finish line. And when you cross the finish line, it's a W. And in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit, I feel this energy of congruence that comes with an understanding that crossing the finish line sometimes is about placing first. And that is considered the W. But when you're a slow runner and you're undersized and you're undervalued and you're underrated and underestimated, when you go from worst to first, that's a bigger victory. When you go from worst to second or third, that's an even bigger victory. When you go from the slowest to just being able to cross the finish line, that in itself is a victory. We've seen those wonderful videos that show how athletes have fallen on a track on the highest stage and best stage of their career, and they have stumbled and they have fallen, and the crowd has cried for them. And there are videos where they got up and they hopped across the finish line because they said, I don't care that I'm not being able to win this race. It is important for me just to get to the finish line. I think about the race and the Olympic athlete who had fallen and all of his dreams were there, and his father comes rushing out of the crowd to pick him up off the ground, and together they passed and crossed the finish line. See, sometimes it's not about placing, but it's about crossing the finish line. Somebody out there needs a moment to recognize perspective that we are here in 2024 in the year of divine reciprocity to cross the finish line. And when we talk about crossing the finish line, those are the folks who have the Apple Watches and the Fitbits and the knockoff Walmart versions, and whatever you got that keeps track. It works as long as it checks your heartbeat and it tells you how many steps you're getting. I don't care what it is. Some of you got an inner Fitbit and you go through the laborious practice of counting those steps every single day. And you see people like this. They won't get a Fitbit. It's fine. They don't want to tap into the technology. I love it. But you see them saying, I'll meet y'all downstairs. And if you ever walk the steps with them, they're like, there are 17 and a half steps in this hallway. And I'm going to make sure that I get this. So if I do it 7 times, it was like, oh, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. They know the number of steps it takes to enter their office and go to the back door. And they say, I'm going to get up and walk this office 4 times today. And that's how I'm going to get my steps in. Well, that's how they get to the finish line. And so the finish line is also not about crossing a certain threshold, but it's also about checking in for pace and for distance. And when we check in for pace and for distance, we have 4 principles that we teach at Infinity Fellowship. And for those of you who have just tuned in, I want you to get your notebooks out because we're going to go through these quickly. And then I'm going to open the floor online for those of you who have questions or comments or observations. And we want you to embrace this understanding as we go to the screen. These are these 4 spiritual laws that we teach at Infinity Fellowship. They're very simple laws. They seem to be very simple concepts, but running 4 laps around a track to complete a mile, that's a very simple concept. You just run 4 laps, right? And it's a mile. Meet me over at TSU. Let's do it. Y'all meet me over. Let's run 4 laps real quick in under 4 minutes. Let's see if that sounds easy when you say it out loud. But then when that track hits you. So listen, we are going to go through these principles, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to affirm for the people who are in this place today, and for the people who are online who can affirm this, that this is our opportunity to check our Fitbit, to check our phone, to check our pulse, to check our pace, to see where we are in this place. 4 principles starting at the top, and it's color coded because these colors correspond with the energy around these 4 principles. First energy is tithe. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Somebody in the chat help me out. Type this principle, tithe. I'm going to come back to it. Second principle is goals. Somebody in the chat, hit that goals. Type that goals. Third principle, forgive. Inhale and exhale. Somebody in the chat, put forgive. Somebody in the chat type forgive in all caps. Thank you. We're coming back. Fourth principle is purpose. Somebody in the chat put purpose. Somebody say purpose. Inhale and exhale. All right. Now we're going to go through these. And when we go through these, we're just going to give a brief snippet because this is our Fitbit today. I will say this. Those of you who sign up for a new members class, you're going to get an opportunity to delve deep into this. Those of you who have been practicing this, you know that these work. I can't tell you, I can't speak as a teacher, as a spiritual leader and guide, as an elder. I can't speak to things that do not bear fruit. I really cannot. I cannot speak to theory because, as I've said over and over again in Infinity Fellowship, a proven practice outweighs a brilliant theory. I do not sit on a lot of panels with people who are practicing theory. I love it. I used to be in those days when I would say, oh yeah, theoretically that works. It would be a great idea. But when we're talking about whether it's history, relationships, institution building, I prefer to sit on panels where people are talking about how things work from practical experience. This is how it has worked in my life. So this is how this has worked for everyone. Tithing, Lady Khadija, you want to tell us what tithing actually is so that we can, the actual gift, and then we're going to run through it because this is the first one and there's a reason why it's first.
So it's we're thinking of planting seeds. I always think about that. You plant a seed to get a harvest. Mm-hmm. So it's 10% of whatever income, whatever things that you've been given, and you give it to where you're being spiritually fed, and that's the key. So a lot of times we've heard of tithing and we've talked about it, but that missing element is where you're getting spiritually fed. Mm-hmm. So because that is the fruit. So you're planting seeds for your next harvest, mm-hmm. and it is 10% of whatever comes in. Mm-hmm.
And it's real simple. If I've got a $10, it's $1. And again, it's going above and beyond. In many cases in our lives, we talk about this. But one thing that I do want to do, I want to say, what is the purpose of all of this? Why are we here? What is the race? The race, the finish line, is putting you into a land where you can experience abundance and prosperity. And I can test some folks in here, I guarantee you. Now, I ain't making anybody sing. I ain't making anybody get up and do any performance, but I see some lights in here and I can test. And if you're in that chat, I want you to give me 4 ways. When we talk about how Edwin Gaines describes this, I want you to give me 4 ways that we define prosperity. 4 ways that we define prosperity. Because at Infinity, for those of you who've tuned in and say, you know what, I don't know if I really want to stop, stay here, listen, and hear what prosperity means, because it may not be what you think it is. Number 1, I'm going to lead. Prosperity is a vitally alive and healthy body. Take a deep breath on that one. A vitally alive and healthy body. Somebody in the chat, type in something else. Give me another definition because I'm looking for these definitions. Vitally alive and healthy body. What else we got? Do you know one? Does anybody know one? Yes, prosperity. Definition of prosperity as we talk about it. More money than you can spend. More money than you can spend.
Relationships.
Come on now.
All the time.
Say it again for the people in the back. Say it again for the people way in the back.
Relationships that work all the time.
Relationships, healthy relationships that work all the time. Somebody, y'all list these, okay? We got a vitally alive body. We've got relationships that work all the time. Healthy relationships. Somebody got to affirm that in the chat so I know y'all are listening. Number 3, I'm going to reverse them a little bit. Number 3, I'm going to give you work that is so fun that it's not work, it's play. Can you imagine that for a job? Work that is so fun and enjoyable that it's no longer work, it's play. And the 4th one, all the money you can spend, which is great, right? All the money you can spend. And when you think about that, I don't think about, for me personally, I don't think about yachts and all. That's great. I like the concept. I like the water and everything. But when I think about all the money I can spend, I think about I can decide to get up and go where I want to go, when I want to go there, and not have to worry that what I swipe is going to send off that double beep instead of that single beep. Some of y'all don't know about that double beep. I say, well, Lord, have mercy, you know. If you in this chat and you have seen, you don't have to affirm. I don't need to know that. But if you ever had that double beep, or in some in Clovers and other machines, you get the beep and it's there, and then sometimes you get the You want the beep, not the And to be in that nexus of wondering, whether it's going to, that's a nexus I don't want to be at. And I don't want you to be at that too. So even for my younger folks who are like, let's tear down the Judeo-Christian based economic capitalism system of the West. Great, I understand that too. But I know that when you're trying to subscribe to that Black news channel and everything else that you got, that's got to come out of some account for you to learn all of that stuff, right? For you to get those ads off of YouTube and you say you want YouTube Premium, somebody's debiting that account we don't want you worried about how you're going to get your sacred and divine knowledge off YouTube because you can't pay your premium account. We want you to have all of the resources that you have that are available to you. Thank y'all. I see y'all live in the chat. All 4 things, y'all. Let's get this thing. Let's get this thing. So the first point that I'm going to give you is this tithing thing. And the reason why, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because, again, we're going to unpack this new members orientation if you haven't been through. But the first point that I want to make, cue the slides. Look up there. First point I want to make is, I know they're getting their deep knowledge in. The conscious act of giving is a tangible metric of the growth of your abundance and flow vibration. The conscious act, y'all write that down, And I tell people, don't screenshot it. It's going to end up like that picture of you and Jimmy Lee at TSU homecoming in 2014 that you hadn't seen till you realize, I didn't even realize I had this picture in here. I want you to write it in your journal, write it on your paper. I want you to acknowledge it in the chat that the conscious act of giving is a tangible metric of the growth of your abundance and flow vibration. This is how we do it. When somebody says, well, I have an abundant mindset, I'm going to work my way around to giving. I'm done. Thank you. And we're back. When I'm going to get there one day. I love the concept of giving. I really want to be a giver one day. Well, guess what? It's not going to work for you. The only tangible metric is there. And for those of you who've been a part of Infinity, even for a short while, and if you've given anywhere here, we're going to start sending those giving statements for the end of the year. And I also know, because I talk to many of you and people who just give in general, they're excited to see in their statement the amount that they've given year over year. And they look at 2023 or 2022 and they compare it to 2023 and they say tangibly, this is how much I gave in 2022. I gave double in 2023. And from a lack perspective, a lacking person will say, dog, man, that's where my money went. But the lack person wouldn't be there. You know why? Because their number wouldn't have increased anyway, because they would have stopped the disciplined act of giving, which tuned your vibrational frequency to a high vibration as a tangible metric of the growth of your abundance and flow vibration. They would never do it. The person who's practicing giving recognizes that it is tied as a tangible metric to what they received. So if you look at 2022, and you say where I gave to where I got my spiritual food was here, and I looked at 2023 and I said, it's here. The only thing that means is you gave more because you made more. What a tangible way to say, look at what God did in my life. Look at what happened for me as a result of me adopting this spiritual practice. That's it, plain and simple. I don't see it any other way. There's no other way around it. Adjusting your vibration, and that's why I give shout out to Sister Gaines. And again, new members orientation, y'all gonna love when we dig into this and we talk about why is tithing first, why you talk about giving first, because I want to be a part of a community of givers, giving spirits. When you say you're around givers, that means that when you show up on the scene, they're there to make a difference in the world. Givers roll up their sleeves. Givers pop their trunk and say, I got the tools. Givers show up and say, hey, how can I make this place better? Ask yourself in this moment, take a deep breath. Am I a giver or am I a taker? Take a deep breath on that. Don't confess in the chat. That was just for you. I just want you to assess. When I come into a room, am I opening my heart and saying, I am putting more into the space? And the financial giving is a tangible metric. That's why when we loop this back around to the slide, that the conscious act of giving is a tangible metric. That means something real, y'all, of the growth of your abundance and flow vibration. Did you want to add anything to that, Lady Kenitha, that came up for you?
Well, I think about, because again, like you said, conscious act. So it's a very conscious thing that you're doing. And I'm actually I'm excited about over this 10 years. I know that for us, our giving has gone up, and we'll be able to share all of that in our membership meeting and all that kind of stuff. But, I'm excited to actually look from the start of Infinity. I want to go all the way back to our giving statements.
10-year trajectory. Oh, yeah.
And then look at, so I can kind of see the pathway of growth, because I do know that it is something that just happens in that vibrational space when you are a tither. There is something that just happens in your life. There's things that, doors that open up on such another level. And thinking about this year being divine reciprocity. And so you want that flow to keep going, like the symbol of the infinity sign.
Yes.
It's the yin, it's the yang. So you don't want to be someone who is always just, let me receive, let me receive, let me receive. What have you done for me? What have you done for me? Well, did this thing, and not pouring back into. So again, about where you're being spiritually fed, you pour back into that, and then you have the art of receiving. And so you're receiving all of these manifestations, all of these things, the doors that are opening up for you, the great relationships, and your body working like it needs to work. But that is the part of tithing, because it is that divine flow, like the infinity sign.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I love it here,
Very
y'all.
conscious.
Very conscious. And listen, be uncomfortable right now. Just be uncomfortable. Because if you're feeling an uncomfortable position, I'm not judging anybody out there. Again, you can ask questions. As a matter of fact, every time I leave a principle, we got 3 more brief ones to go through. But every time I leave a principle, if you've got a question, drop it in the chat. I would love to answer it for you. We would love to help you deal with this. But if you're feeling discomfort now, or you're feeling the need to click off and go off the stream, you're the person that I want to give this gift to. Brother Terrence pointed out that tithing is also a form of submission. You're the person I want to give this gift to. And this gift is important. That if I'm having discomfort around the concept of giving, why? Why? Do I have discomfort around the concept of taking? I know we live in America. I know we live in a system of capitalism that's based on a pyramid, and that in order to be successful, you got to learn how to cut 1,000 employees. In order to increase market share, as we've seen with what happened with the CEO of United Healthcare, and we saw that unreal, surreal act taking place, that in order to deny claims, 90% of the claims were denied by firing staff to replace them with an AI program whose job it was to find ways to deny claims, and let 1 in 5 people who have been paying premiums for years to get something that they deserve to have for themselves, just so you can stroll into a meeting and announce to the shareholders that you got $30 billion in profit. That's not the abundance we're talking about. And we understand that, but we understand in that sense that when you're operating by a capitalistic mindset, you have no problem taking. Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. You have no problem being trained to take. So if people are bringing all their tithes to your storehouse and saying, you know what, that was a good song, let me pay you for it. Oh, you know what, that's a good idea, let me pay you for it. Oh, I don't step out and do anything unless I get paid. You don't have any problem. You feel completely. Why is it that we feel completely at ease in moments like that? But then when it's time for us to give and release, we're trapped. That means that we're on the wrong side of the equation of the infinite symbol. That we only step into the infinite symbol once the energy has been generated and built up. And then we come sticking our mouths up under the fountain to receive everything. And then we leave once we get a little full and we don't pour back in. That's unsustainable, y'all. So if you're in a place of discomfort, forgive yourself for being in a state of discomfort and trust by the conscious act of giving that all is well and all my needs are met. Somebody in the chat say, all my needs are met. So we say, all my needs are met. I need to see that in the chat. I love it. I love it. Let me point out something else too, because here's where I used to be. I volunteer at the Bethlehem Center. That's my tithe. I wrote the rites of passage for Edge Hill Center and a program that got a $50,000 grant. And I did that for free. That's my tithe. I showed up and I cut the grass. That's my tithe. No, that's not. That's my volunteering. And you'll get tons of volunteer opportunities. Y'all come around here. We plant seeds. We're going to cut grass. We're going to paint buildings. We got plenty of volunteer opportunities. And that's in addition. Donation to charity, you talk about anybody that is in alignment, they look at it, they say, I donate my charity. Listen, that's great. And I learned it myself. I used to say that too. I give my tithe to different organizations. Well, that's fine and that's great. A tithing principle is about where you receive your spiritual food. Where I receive my spiritual food. Those of you who may stop through today, you may not get any spiritual food from Infinity Fellowship. Great. Give your tithe to where you get your spiritual food. Please, by all means, because that's what activates the energy that you give. And that's just 10%. We do offering. That's just, if God motivated me to give extra today, I just give extra today. But I always make sure that if I get money in, I put money out and I invest that 10%. And again, the beauty, Lady Kenitha, something's in your spirit, but can you also talk about, and I'll make a note to do it too. Can you talk about why tithing is for everybody and not just for when you make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, well, I guess it's around, because I was thinking about the first fruits. So it's the ancient, we always talk about ancient wisdom, It's an ancient principle. It's the first fruit, the giving of the first fruit. So even back in the day, that's what they would do for what we call the storehouse. They would take whatever from the harvest and the best of the fruit from whatever they harvested and put it back into the storehouse. So you put it back into the ground so that you can harvest a great crop the following year. So it's the same type of principle is the first fruits. It's the giving. Tithing is that, taking the best. When you've been given from the universe, when God has opened up doors for you and these opportunities, and then you're saying, I'm giving, I'm taking that first part of it, that 10%, and I'm plugging it in, knowing that in my harvest, I'm going to harvest more of the best. Mm-hmm. And so that's an operation for everybody. I remember even when we would look for coins, and I don't know if it's called Coinstar or something like that.
In the grocery store?
Yes.
Y'all need to know our story.
We were trying to, because we were like, we need money for the weekend, for some pizza or some food, stuff like that. So we were collecting all of these coins, and then we were pouring it into the little Coinstar thing, and we're like, okay, we get the cash amount, that dollar cash amount. We were like, oh dang, we done got $80. Look at us. And so we're like, okay, we know what we can get. But before we even did that, it was $8.
$8 out of the $80 in coins, $8
that we
given
would,
back to the universe.
That we would
need to make sure, yes,
back
yes.
into
yes.
And to look at that, and to look at how the universe, God, supplied every need. And without a doubt, somebody would show up with something we would have extra food. There would be an extra deal. There was some amount that came to us, and we were like, oh my God, right? It is that process no matter where you are in life, because it's a practice on faith. It's a practice on saying that, I honor the food that gives me the strength.
The strength.
And because I'm a spirit. Are we spirits first?
Are we spirits first?
So you're giving for the spiritual food that is sustaining you, that is moving you.
That's good.
That is awakening you, that is opening doors for you.
That's good.
You are pouring back into that where you are getting the spiritual food.
As a tangible way.
Divine reciprocity.
Yeah, divine reciprocity. As the divine way to say, this is what I'm consciously doing. Because you think about, I guarantee you, people who are tithers, who are in that practice, I don't care. And listen, you said it. There were times when we were struggling, people would count us as struggling. We had clean clothes. We had people, some of y'all know, you don't know my story. I could sing it. But when we have that energy, there were times I could look back and I could say, man, I gave, $11 in my offering this week, that week. And that's because I spoke on a panel and they gave me $100 and $10 for the parking pass. And it was $110. That was my $11. When I got $100 for a speaking engagement or something on the radio, it was like, I'd never see it. I say, in my mind, I said, you give me $100, I got $90. $10 out of what? I mean, so again, $50, $5. It was an elder who started out who would come through the city for a while, and every week it'd be like $5. Well, it's like, oh, it's nice. And they said, well, I'm giving because I get $50 extra every week, and I give my $5. I'm like, Lord have mercy. So when people say, when I get some money, I'm going to start giving, no, you're not, because you're not giving now. Make that adjustment. You're going to have a conscious flow. The other thing that I put, and I posit in the chat for everybody, is to ask yourself the question, the way you're doing it right now, if you're living in a lack mentality, is the question that Edwin has that we'll unpack in new members. How's that working for you? How's it working for you? I'd love it if you could tell me a story. Now, listen, I'm 57 years old. I've never heard a story. And maybe it's the first time for everything. I've never heard somebody tell me a story. Yeah, man, I just, I walked through life. I took everything I could take. I didn't do anything, man. I didn't give back to anybody. And then the universe blessed me. And finally, I was able to give to folks. No, givers are givers. They've always been givers. And you got an opportunity to change your vibration. Let's do that now. Let's go back to the slides. I'm going to go through the next couple of principles clearly and quickly, because the reason why we get tithing out of the way is that's what most people struggle with, because they have a poverty and lack mentality. Break it for the sake of your generations that are coming. The second point that I want to look at is this concept of setting clear goals. And when we set clear goals, we sometimes get stuck because things go awry. But I'm here to tell you that course correction is a vital part of any meaningful goal setting journey. Course correction is a vital part of any meaningful goal setting journey. Take a second just to write that point. And if it's getting good to you here, go ahead and share a link. Click the link to share it with somebody so we can have that number going so people can know that we're here and we're serious and you're getting this divine wisdom today. Course correction is a vital part of any meaningful goal setting journey. I'm going to say this real quick because, again, you've got to set very clear goals. And when you set very clear goals, what I found is you can begin to visualize things clearly. When you say, I just want to generally do well, it creates this nebulous, undefined space that can never, ever create goals and objectives that you can check off your to-do list. Fifth Sunday, Atomic Vision Boarding. We're going to have images on your vision board when you join us that Sunday broadcast that you can look back on. Some people can look back on their vision board that they made in the end of 2023 and just say, check, check, check. Check. There's no greater feeling than being able to say, this is the concept that I have. But it's clear goals. But the reason why we have to embrace and we get to embrace course correction is that even in the best laid plans of not just mice and men, but human beings on their way to a certain just destination who have their GPS programmed, that even in those best situations where you have your goals clearly written, sometimes there's a detour. Somebody in the chat type that so I know you hear this. Sometimes there's a detour. I admit, I confess to all of you here who understand the geography of Northwest and Northeast Nashville, I confess to you that every now and then, when I come into Infinity Fellowship and when I leave, I enjoy taking a left at the bottom of the hill and visiting the brand new Twice Daily at the corner of Whites Creek and Bradley Parkway. I like the White Buffalo coffee. They make some delicious avocado bagel toast with some little thing. Man, you better not sleep on that White Buffalo. They make... Got some sliced eggs on that thing with some cayenne pepper right down the street. But I'm going to tell you, it's right down Whites Creek Pike. Brand new gas stalls. Smells fresh on the inside. Clean bathrooms, alkaline water. I ain't going to lie to y'all. while their voices are rehearsing today, I was going to go down and make that left and go down to Twice Daily because I not necessarily like the gas station to the right, which, I see on the news on a regular basis late at night. There's some things that happen down there. I like to go to the high vibrating space. And so that's an inner kind of checklist goal that I have sometimes as a ritual. We'll come into work during the week. I'm going to head down to Twice Daily. Give me that little avocado bagel thing they got. So listen, my feelings were slightly hurt when I turned on the Whites Creek Pike this morning. And I saw the little flashing traffic sign that said Whites Creek Pike will be closed at Mormons on Road. Because that means I can't get to the Twice Daily that way. I'm going to have to go all the way around the backside of Briley, find a way through Kings Lane, do all of that kind of stuff. It's a detour. But what it only amounts to is a course correction. So you may have planned a certain goal in your mind, a destination to get to, and the universe said, no, the road is under construction right now. Yes. So that it can be in a better position for you down the line. Some of you have goals financially. Some of you have goals professionally. Some of you have goals educationally, and it didn't end up the way it was supposed to end up, the way you had planned it on your vision board, the way you had planned it in your journal, the way that you had put it in place, that you said, as soon as these three things pop into place, it's going to be all right. And I got 1 and 2, I'm waiting on 3. And then there was a flashing sign that appeared that said, this path right here is closed. You're going to have to make an adjustment like the GPS does in real time. But now that you understand this, you understand that course correction is a vital part of any meaningful goal-setting journey. You don't believe it? Ask the people. You don't believe it? Ask me. I'll tell you. You don't believe it? Ask Lady Kenitha. You don't believe it? Ask somebody who said that they applied for a certain job. Ask somebody who said that they thought they had a certain kind of career that they wanted, and they wanted to be working all the time doing certain things, and it didn't work out for them. And during that time, when it didn't work out for them, they had no choice but to turn within. And when they turn within, they recognize that they may not have been ready for that thing that would have happened to anyone. If somebody said, come and work 80 hours for me for this stretch of time, and you realize that you couldn't fit it in without sacrificing your well-being and your family and your home and the things that you were working on. So it didn't work for you. But when that opportunity came around and you spent some time in hibernation and you spent some time in preparation, when the opportunity came and you realized that you had double the skills that you had now that you did not have before, the universe was looking out for you by correcting your course and saying, I'm going to deliver it from a place that you do not expect, right exactly when you need it. I put you in that cocoon for a reason. And so course correction is just a part of any meaningful goal-setting journey. Lady Kenitha, you got anything to add to that? Then I'm going to the next point.
Here,
so y'all can get in here and shout this life away.
Because it's like,
Lord have mercy.
We're so on cue. I wrote down course correction is just a moment of preparation for your perfect destination.
Come on now. Somebody type that in the chat so they can remember this when they watch the replay. For all my pastors and rabbis and everybody who watch the replay after they get done with service and get inspiration from infinity, I need them to hear that. Type that again. Somebody retype this.
Course correction is just a moment of preparation for your perfect destination. Bars. Right. And
Drop
you just
a beat.
explained it right before. I wrote it down right before you explained that.
Yeah.
Of this just being, it's just a moment. It's just a moment. It's just a moment. And the timing, it's all about the timing, right? And when we're in it, when we don't see things manifested, or we're looking at our goals and we've been real clear about our goal, and we've been clear about the timing of when we want that thing to happen, and we don't know why we're being detoured. Oh, no, don't take this road. No, you got to take that road. Nah, you got to talk to this person. No, oh Lord, I done lost it. It's just a moment of preparation to get you ready. It's about the timing. It's about the alignment. It's about putting the perfect pieces to that journey together.
Yes.
And if we can just look at it and say, oh, ooh, Lord, I'm learning something during this moment, right? Instead of saying, oh, doggone it, this is the end. It's just a moment of preparation for your perfect destination.
Lord have mercy. And I see y'all in the chat. Y'all putting it in. Y'all journals are going to be full today. Your journals are going to be full today. Before I go to this third, I'm going to go to the third point because we're going to get on out of here. The reality, and look, new members, when y'all get this, we get to, y'all know, we get this thing deep. We go in this thing and go about goal setting. But the reality is also this. And you think about this. When the person has built their business, when the person has lived their life and they reach their 30s and their 40s, and I've experienced having these conversations and doing this counseling with people who have been in both sides of these polarities. But how many times have we witnessed somebody having success in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s after they become masters of what they do? And they say, man, I signed my first $1 million deal. And I made my first $1 million. The first $1 million that a 30, 40, 50-year-old makes, 60-year-old makes, 70-year-old makes, I don't know who's out there. That first $1 million, I guarantee you, it's going to lead to 20 and 30 and $40 million from their experience. That's one side. The first $1 million given to a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old. Who's from that thing is, man. They've invented special guns for cats who will leave half that in the club on a night. And then we look and we say, well, how is it these athletes end up so broke? Well, you give $20 million to my 19, 20-year-old and see where it's going to go when your frontal lobes aren't closed. Because it's not about the abundance hitting, it's also when it hits. And you being in a preparation space where you understand how to deal with abundance is more important than you having it right now. Because you can do more with it when you understand how it fits into the experiences that you have. This is how people end up, bro. Athletes and entertainers, well, how could they do that? Well, you're reading it as an evolved person looking at the deal and saying, I never would have signed this. Right. Not now, but when you were 19 and somebody gave you a 35, 40-page document with 9-point font and said, sign this, and you didn't understand it, you said, well, I don't know about accounting. I'm just going to hire an accountant. I'm just going to hire a lawyer. And their job is to milk you for your 3-year average with their 200 other clients so that they can sustain their family because they know what they're doing. Make a note that this is course correction. That's what it is. Third point that I want to give as we go on this wheel. Our other wheel is forgiveness. Somebody take a deep breath on forgiveness. You must practice forgiveness of everyone all the time. Let me come to the camera so I can say this. You must practice forgiveness of everyone all the time. You must practice forgiveness of everyone all the time. Somebody in the chat, I must forgive. I must forgive. I must forgive. Take a deep breath. I know, because I know what you're thinking about right now. You're thinking about that family member. You're thinking about that traumatic relationship. You're thinking about that past. You're thinking about Rev. It was unforgivable what they did to me. I'm not going to be somebody who is not going to remember. I'm going to forgive, but I'll never forget. It is what I hold around my neck. They will never, ever, ever. Listen, get out of that vibration. I'm serious, man. I'll tell y'all as long as I need to. Get out of that vibration. Tony, zoom into me. I want people to see my face. You're right there. I must forgive.
Oh, yes, Lord.
Get out of that vibration. Deep breath. Exhale. This is the moment you can mark it after service. You send to your friends that need forgiveness. Most importantly, you drag it back over and over again to yourself. I must forgive. And you must forgive starting with yourself. Thank you, Tony. We can go to the slide. Because one thing I need you to understand about forgiveness. Forgiveness is not trusting that those who did you wrong will get theirs, but trusting that you will get yours by breaking the shackles of vengeance that keep you tied to those people vibrationally. It's not trusting that those who did you wrong will get theirs. That's a spirit of vengeance. Forgiveness is trusting that you're going to get yours by breaking the shackles of that vengeful spirit that keep you tied to those people vibrationally. As long as you are unwilling to forgive, then the very people who occupy your thoughts still have power over you and your life in the right now. Do you think you deserve better than to be shackled to something that happened last month, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when you were making decisions based on just the information that you had and you didn't know any better? And that you were still in a giving place and you were wonderful and you were invested and you were doing what you needed to do. All of that was beautiful and you were doing the best you can on the information, and you still got wrung through the ringer, put through the washing machine without no soap. You got hung out to dry. All of that happened. And you're still here in 2024. Here's the irony. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That's a lie, Rev. Tell the truth, because some feelings need to be hurt. Okay, thank you, inner voice. How many of those people who did you wrong back in the day, how many of those people you think are fixated on you versus how many have gone on about their business? Because that's what people who don't care about other people's emotions do. They move on to the next opportunity. And here you are thinking about them in a way that is paralyzing you from opening your heart up to the good things that the universe has to give to you. God can't touch you right now if you're living in the past. God can't touch you if you're living in shame and regret. God can't touch you and open up things for you if you won't let go of things. And how ironic is it that when we make a little mistake, when we do something wrong, and we want to have forgiveness for ourselves, but we can't grab that concept if we can't embrace it for other folks. Take a deep breath and release. Somebody say, I got to forgive it all. Somebody in the chat say, I got to forgive it all. And you got to forgive it all starting with yourself. It's okay. And so it's not ill intent. You don't have to forgive yourself for the time you had ill intent. A lot of this is about intention as well. But when you're talking about circumstances that hurt you, you have to learn to forgive, because you cannot go into a space of abundance, of prosperity, without forgiveness. Test me. I ain't even look. I'm taking notes for myself as this stuff pops up in real time. This is a download that's coming directly from source. That's why I'm out of the way for this. I'm here. But test me on forgiveness. Test spirit right now. I challenge you. I invite you. I dare you. Test spirit in this moment, real time. I'm going to put forgiveness against prosperity as a definition. I don't know why, but Spirit's like, go for prosperity right now. Somebody give me one of the definitions of prosperity. I'll wait on the chat if I don't get it in here. Give me a definition of prosperity. A vitally alive what? A vitally alive body. Forgive yourself for abusing your body. Forgive yourself for not doing correct maintenance. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to slip into bad habits that you know are going to have bad fruit down the line. Forgive yourself for not doing meditation. Forgive yourself for not doing prayer. Forgive yourself for getting your feeling as if you got yourself into this situation because you sat too long. You got yourself in this situation to where you knew that certain lifestyles were going to benefit you, and you said, I'm going to get to that one day. Forgive yourself for that so that you can start this journey at the end of this year of divine reciprocity into abundance and prosperity, that you can cross this finish line by forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for attacking yourself in the mirror. Forgive yourself for talking bad about yourself when you see the image looking back at you, and instead of seeing I'm a divine image and likeness of God and I'm in this earth suit right now and I want to make some changes and I'm on the way to changes and I'm doing what I need to do, you say, I can't stand the way I look. I hate the way I feel. Instead of doing that, forgive yourself and see the light instead. Am I right about it? I felt the Baptists would say, man, am I right about it? What's the second definition of prosperity? Work that is so much fun, it's play. Forgive yourself for getting really good at that stuff you hate to do to make money. Forgive yourself for being around those people who drain your spirit, who suck the life out of you, who make you feel as if you're not worth anything. Forgive yourself for the times you put yourself in that position because you felt like you needed to secure the bag. Yes. What does it profit a man to gain the world, lose his soul? What does it profit us to put ourselves in a position where we can count the 6 figures and we can move up to the 7 figures, but then we don't have any time to spend with our children. Then we don't have any time to have conversations and build friendships. Then we don't have time to do the things that we're really good at doing, that we're gifted at doing beyond every time. Even if you've done it in the short term, forgive yourself for losing sight of what you were here to do. Give me another definition. We still on forgiveness. Vitally alive body. Work that's so much fun that is not play as well. What's the third one? Healthy relationships that work all the time. Do we need forgiveness and to make amends for things that we may have done wrong? It doesn't mean that everybody's going to pat you on the back and say thank you. But it's okay to say, I'm sorry I was in a low vibration. It's okay to forgive those people who operated in bad faith, even though you were there trying to help them. It's okay even if you have to handle some business and you have to do things and you have to go into legal circles and all that. Trust me, y'all don't know my story. If you have to go through this, but you don't have to go through it with malice in your heart toward the people that you are dealing with, because they may be operating based on their own vibration. And if they are trapped in a low vibration, the only thing that you can do is not match that vibration, but bring a higher frequency there and not let anybody make you bite in the low spaces. Forgive them. Yes. Deal with them logically and realistically, but forgive them alike at the same. Last definition, there was something else. All the money you can spend, forgive yourself for making the bad investments. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for working to get a credit score just so that you can drive a car that you can't afford. Forgive yourself for it. Because your friend got one. I understand. Look, we know. Forgive yourself for spending that outfit money on homecoming And then coming home after everybody got you all over Facebook and you ain't got no food in the doggone kitchen. And the kids are, oh, I got orchestra fees and all this stuff, and you can't use the credit card because you maxed it out on that outfit. Just look, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Dry clean it, put it on the internet. Do whatever you need to do to get where you need to get. But do you see how forgiveness is this thread that can go through every point of prosperity? I'm just seeing that myself in real time. So I just know that it's there. This is how important and how powerful forgiveness is. Forgiveness is a superpower. Somebody type that in the chat so I can see that. Forgiveness is a superpower. I'm not going to let you live in my head rent-free. Especially when you're not contributing to this household. Because I'm headed to higher consciousness plane. If this earthly house be destroyed, I'll be in a building not made by man's hands. There's a consciousness level that you get to go to that goes beyond this earth suit that you're in. My goodness. Let's do this last point, y'all. If y'all got any Q&A questions or comments, I'm going to put it in the box. And then we're going, because I got to make way. Fourth one, living on purpose and in purpose. This is why you're supposed to be here. Stop being afraid of why you're supposed to be here. God has a purpose. God has a plan, and you're part of that. And that's why you're here. And you already know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, it's the thing that gives you joy when you think about it, that is also tied to prosperity. That is something that is so fun that you could do it for free. If you knew every single Thursday night, somebody was going to put $100,000 in your account. What is that joyful place that you think about? Meditate on that. Let me give you this last point. Last point, and we're gone. Your purpose deserves to transition from haunting your dreams to living in your reality. Your purpose, the reason why you're here, y'all, it's so high and so beautiful that it deserves to transition from haunting your dreams to living in your reality. You see, when something is being haunted, it's because an essence and an energy has passed out of the body. It is passed out of the space. And so because it is dead, it is haunting in your dreams. It is coming back to you because it is dead and it wants to remind you. Our sister Alicia is in a wonderful production called A Christmas Carol. We got to get down to TPAC to see her. We're going Thursday. Okay, we're going to go see. She's in A Christmas Carol. God bless you, everyone. Tiny Tim and Ebenezer Scrooge. Beautiful, beautiful. But Scrooge is visited, for those of you who remember, whether you saw the ancient old silent version or one of the old classic black and white versions or any of the update, he's haunted. Especially by his partner and the ghost of Christmas past. This is stuff that is haunting you from the past. And is it a dream or is it a reality? You never know. But the reality is also that we are haunted by things we know we're supposed to do that we did not do, that we're not doing. And when we have our dreams, those things come to remind us you're supposed to be doing something else. But back to the slide, it says your purpose deserves to transition. Bring it out of the space where your dream, your purpose is haunting your dreams, and you're bringing it into a space where it is alive. Your purpose is alive in your reality. You're actually doing that which you know you're supposed to be doing. When you're doing it, there's nothing there to haunt you. When you're living your dream. Writers, I need y'all to write. Tech geniuses, I need y'all to create. Singers, I need y'all to sing. Artists, I need y'all to art. Notice I didn't say paint, do that because it encompasses whatever your art is. Thinkers, I need you all to think and then conceive and then do. I don't need you just to think. because everybody can think. But I want you to go beyond thinking. Institution builders, community builders, I need you all to step up and get in this game, because if you saw a hole in space, if you saw that everything was moving in different directions, but there was a particular path that only you could see, and you turn to somebody, you say, you know what, if we did ABC, this would happen. You see what I mean? And they look and they say, no, what you talking about? Guess what? The reason why they can't see that is because that's not their purpose to put in place. It's your job to fill that space. That's your purpose. Walk in your purpose. Somebody say, it's time for me to walk in my purpose. It's time for me to walk in my purpose. And this is how we go. There was something that you wanted to bring out, honey, but it's about to say, listen, quick Q&A. If you have a question, if you're dealing with how to deal with pivoting from a situation, whatever it is, I want you to type it in the chat so we can answer that for you and address that for you, because this is spiritual instruction in real time. So if you have something that we can put up and we can get in there, please, by all means, the floor is open. What questions do you have? Take advantage of this moment to get these questions in, and we can roll this down to If Teaches, and we're going to look for this in the chat box. Go ahead.
Well, and I was thinking about that haunting. I feel like that's a place of regret, that you regret that you didn't take the steps, or you feel like that. But the most important thing, and I wrote this down, you're always thinking about covering and protecting your energy, your spirit, because we are powerful magnets. We can create the life that we want to have. And we tend to forget, and I think this is what's so important about all of these principles and ways of living, because it's clearing your energy, it's clearing your magnet, being very mindful and consciously being mindful of what your magnet is attracting, what situations, what type of life you want to have, what are you attracting into your life. And so it means that you are guarding, you are protecting by putting these spiritual practices to use and living from that place. Then you are in essence protecting that, not forgetting, because I know we get caught up every day. We get caught up in the physical. We get caught up in the outside stuff. We get caught up in thinking that that is the true reality.
Good point.
But the essence is that we are spirit first, navigating this human experience. And so your spirit is so powerful that it has the ability to move and to shake and to move mountains and to create the life that we were destined to have. It is the whole reason for why we are here. It will reveal itself to you. It will reveal your divine purpose to you. But we have to protect that. We spend a lot of our magnet, this powerful magnet, on these little itsy bitsy things that have nothing to do with what our divine purpose is. Have nothing to do with this life. Holding on to the grudges of the past, holding on to people of the past. And if we can just protect that energy, knowing that you are a divine magnet, and you can attract the life that you want to have, but you have to put this into practice, of course, right? These laws, these spiritual things, you have to put them into practice, because that is how we're able to move and to shake.
And look, I know we got pretty thorough today. So listen, again, if you have a question or something that you've been dealing with, or a situation that you're comfortable sharing in that chat, go ahead and share that in the chat so I can address that. We can address that for you and assist you in making that turn there. And Tony, we put up that slide again. These 4 areas: the giving, the goals, the forgiveness, the purpose. You may have an issue with the giving. You may have an issue with the goal setting. You may have an issue with forgiving. You may have an issue with purpose. If you have a question around any of that, by all means, just drop it in the chat. And do it quickly, because obviously it's taken a moment for us to catch up with the chat, but we want to be able to address that. But again, the overarching question, while we're providing some space for those who want to get any question answered, this is a place where at Infinity, in real time, we're here to assist you in this real time moment. And I think it's great because Sister Christina said in the chat, protect your energy. That's Sister Christina. That's exactly what we're talking about. We're protecting energy. We're protecting energy. One of the things that I will say about any of these principles and all these four principles is we have to reach a point where we're operating with no doubt. We have to reach a point where we operate with no doubt. If we keep coming back to the same crossroads, if we keep coming back to the same kind of conversation, if we come back and we say, well, I want to go through this understanding, but we're going through the same old stuff that we have, that means that we need to forgive ourselves for going back to those things that we obviously have not let go of, that we can't get around. We can't. And here's this, and let me make this commitment to you all. As we get ready to transition at the end of the year, y'all, we're expanding to higher heights, greater depths, greater breadth. This energy is going in a direction because this is closing out the finish line of divine reciprocity. As we head into 2025, the year of bull almost came out. No, stop. I know somebody on the chat is like, wait a minute, what is that? First Sunday in January, but there's a definitely connection of dots. As we move through seeing this divine reciprocity into what we will see and do individually and collectively, y'all, in 2025, I assure you that a lot of it is tied to forgiveness. And I am going to say this, as we begin to write this week, journal this week, I want everybody listening to me, even if you're a first timer, I want you to start writing about this. I want you to start journaling about this, because a lot of this can be worked out if you just simply have a conversation with yourself that is honest. But one thing that Rev, I don't know about Lady Kenitha, she may want to do this. I don't want to volunteer her for this. But one thing that I guarantee you that you will see with me, that there will be limits on the conversations we get to have if you are consistently content with arguing for your limitations. If you want to sit down and argue for your limitations and talk, well, I want to do this, but, and you come back 6 months later and I say, well, how are your four principles? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go ahead and get you to where we need to get. I'm going to go back to this wheel. Well, Rev, I'm having a problem with, okay, well, where's your giving? Where is this on your goal chart? Have you already forgiven this and moved on? Okay, well, what have you done to establish this purpose thing? And you say, oh yeah, well, I remember that. I need to get, okay, come back when you have gone back to that foundation that we've been talking about and you've been working on. And because I guarantee you, the secret is already there. And if you're arguing for limitation, all you're trying to do is find a way to do a workaround. That's not spiritual practice. That's scam. That's not spiritual growth. That's hustling. I can't teach you how to hustle like that. I can't teach y'all. Y'all know I didn't fly in on a G4. I didn't drop down in the backyard of Infinity on a helicopter and everybody else is struggling. I didn't. I'm so pleased when people in this congregation and everything come and tell me, Rev, look, this happened for me. And they're doing so well financially that I could, and they're doing so well in a heart space, and they're doing so well forgiveness. I love it. I love it when I see that. It's not a pyramid around here where the folks at the top doing well, everybody else struggling. No, we all are on this growth journey. So I can't teach anybody how to hustle. I can teach you how to expand and how to grow. And if you're open to listening and you hear it and you put this work in, and if you're here now, you put in the work. We've been on the clock for a while here for service. That means that those of you who are here in this chat, you're here to do the work. You're not here to play. And that's what's beautiful. Because as you are here doing the work, you're working and you're having so much fun doing the work that it actually is play. I've heard that somewhere before. And that's how we're going to do this, because when we do this, we look back on our life and we count the W's. We count the wins in our life. Through 2024, as I'm working toward crossing this finish line, and some of y'all crossed the finish line already. You got your feet up in the camping chair, and you just waiting for the folks around you to catch up. You like, okay, hey, listen, I knocked out everything on my vision board. I crossed the finish line. Feels good. I ain't going home right now. I'm just gonna stay here and wait for my folks, because I know they're in the journey too. And I'm standing on the finish line when I see them, and I'm clapping, telling them you can do it. And when they're struggling, when you have crossed the finish line, you can come down out of the stands if they fall. Then you can bend over because you've been there, and you can wrap their arm around you, and you can help them hobble across and finish the race. You say, I'm not going to leave you behind. And sometimes it's your family. Sometimes it's your friends. Sometimes it's your children. Sometimes it's your nieces and nephews. Sometimes it's your colleagues at work. Sometimes it's somebody who needs that light just to cross the finish line. And sometimes the finish line is 2024. And other times the finish line is if I can just make it to lunch without breaking down. And you recognize this because you have crossed that finish line, and you're able to wrap your arms around them when they're struggling and say, I got you, because it's good. I got myself first and foremost. And when you look at those moments, that's when you're counting your W's. I got through. I'm here on the 15th of December. And I can look and say that I've been meditating more this year than I ever have in my life. And I said I wasn't going to do yoga Sunday because I can't really be flexible, but I started showing up on the mat, and doggone it, I can actually hold that downward facing dog for 3 more breaths. Oh my gosh, you know what? I said I wasn't going to come out because, I can get anxious around people sometimes, but I did come out. And I'm so glad I did, because I met some friendly folks, and my friend circle expanded. And oh my gosh, count your W's. Give yourself the victory. Somebody online who may not even be making a comment today. And I go with this to say we love the comments and the affirmation that you get on the stream, but somebody sitting at home quietly saying, I'm so glad that I showed up in this moment to get this message at this time so that I can put myself in a high vibration. Count it as a W. That's a win. And it's a beautiful win. And whether anybody tells you this yesterday, today, or tomorrow, you are a winner. Somebody help me with that. I just want to see a flood of streams saying, I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. Can y'all give us that as we get ready to wrap this thing and to go into a space of love, joy, and forgiveness today? I want somebody to type in there, I am a winner. I want you to do it confidently. So to Sister Michelle, I see you in there. Christy, thank you. You're in here with this energy. Thank you, Tyrell. Thank you, Tashana. Thank you, Brother Chris. Thank you, Brother T and Terrence, Brother Sister Christina. Everybody who's in here making those comments. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. All right. Close it out, too. Say it again. Well, we wrapped it, but what do you got, Tony? No, Tony. Give me what you got. What you got? Speak it loud so I can hear you.
What do you do when you feel like you're close, but still so far? Like one example is on my vision board, I have Aurora Borealis, and that's something I was going to see for myself. And we actually had it here in Nashville, like literally had it here, but I missed it. So, and going back to what you said as far as course correction. Like, what would you say the first thing you do as far as being able to get to where you're at the perfect timing where you're not missing?
Well, you don't control it. You just keep going. The simple question is, when something happens, you keep going. If you saw a phenomenon, if it was on your list to see a phenomenon and you missed it here, I guarantee you, 3.8 billion years this universe has been around. I'm guaranteeing it's coming back again. So, just keep going. All you do is keep going. If you miss something, again, point number 3, point number 2 and 3, course correction is just a part of the journey. There are people who wanted to see, we sat back in the backyard and saw the eclipse. We saw it. And it was beautiful. It may not come back here for 105 years. I think my great grandchildren, somebody may be able to see it. And that's wonderful. But if I want to see it, another eclipse, all I got to do is drive to Arizona or Texas, because eclipses are happening all the time, all over the world. So if it's that important to me, I can say, hey, let me make this trip to go see it and make that happen there. I wanted to see that too, the aurora borealis. I wanted to see it, and I didn't set my alarm. I fell asleep. There's a meteor shower I caught, Perseus or one of them. I sat on the deck back here, saw it was the most beautiful thing. I set my alarm to see it again. I forgot, but hey, I was like, hey, there it is. But I'll see it again, because guess what? It's going to happen again. This is what that happens, and we live in a world. So just keep going. Whatever you got, keep going. Tashana says, the word purpose brings multiple visions to me. I struggle with what to focus on right now. Or do I do all the things at the same time? Any suggestions on gaining clarity with this? I struggle with what to focus on right now. Do I do all the things at the same time? Tashana, I will say this. That's a great question, because people are multi-talented. There are people who are multi-gifted. Who have a lot of great things that they do. So many multi-talented folks. And listen, you multi-talented folks, from what I've been told, it can be almost maddening, bless you. It can be maddening because you got so many things you got, and you can do it. Many people are multi-talented. You're managing work relationships. You're managing family relationships. Some of you are heading your family and trying to make sure everything is going well in the household. Some of you are caretaking in your family. Some of you do. It's all of these things happening at once, and you're doing them, which tells me that you're both ambidextrous and multi-gifted, because you can manage those things at once. But when we tune to purpose, I always say prioritize the things that make you feel whole the most. So if you're in the artist world and songwriting makes you feel whole the most, do that. If performing makes you feel whole the most, do that. Prioritize that. If writing, makes you feel whole the most, focus on that. But guess what? Your gift, when you have these multiple talents, they're not in silos. They are all atomically connected. So when I'm thinking about when a song comes to me, I have to be honest, and songs have come to me. Songs come to me. I write songs. I've written a couple of musicals. When songs come to me, they are informed by the poet in me. And the poet in me that gives structures to the song, that's informed by the musician in me. The harmonies that I hear are informed by the singer in me, and the overall narrative is informed by the playwright in me, which is informed by the filmmaker in me who has the vision to put together. So whatever's happening in that point of focus also brings everything else along with me. And that's what makes it stronger. That's why some of you people out there who have this artistic gift as well, but you're like, I don't really use my artistic gift. I'm in the business community. That's a lie. That's a lie. Stop lying. Forgive yourself for lying. You're an artist, and that's why you are so strong in a corporate setting, because you played in a band. You played in an orchestra. You've seen how different discordant items are brought together in a symphonic way. So you know then how to impose that on a team of people that you're in charge of supervising. And you know how to categorize the strings over here. You know how to categorize the woodwinds over here. You know how to put the brass over here. And that may correspond differently as IT and research and development and all of that, but you're still conducting your symphony. And that's what makes you stronger. So don't leave all your gifts on the table. See them as a part of the multiplicity of gifts that you've been given. And then your purpose is that which makes you feel the best, that feeds you. Focus on that, and the rest comes. What a great question. What a great question, y'all. What a great question. I am a winner. I'm seeing I am a winner as we come in here. All right, so y'all, we're going to thank you for joining us today. We're going to close out in divine purpose, and we're going to seal this energy. And I can ask Kai to give us a little nothing impossible and just a little bit, honey. And I'm going to, as we seal this energy today, as we begin to count these W's, if you will, I want to thank Lady Kenitha for being here with me in this place and this energy. I'm going to take a deep breath and ask you to close your eyes. Lady Kenitha, you hadn't given us one of those superstar prayers in a long time. Spirit's saying that we want you to pronounce something over us today. Just to let go and let God. So everybody around the world in the space, go ahead and just close your eyes out in the lobby. Close your eyes and tune your energy in. And we're just going to turn this energy over to Spirit as we go to God in prayer and Lady Kenitha leads us in.
Oh, Divine Spirit, we are thankful. I always like to start with gratitude. Thankful for being able to wake up this morning. Thankful for being able to get out of the bed. We're thankful that we were able to even open our eyes. We're thankful for our mental places where we're able to be and stay connected. God, we are thankful for all the moments in our life that are preparing us. We are thankful for 2024 that has shown and taught us so many wonderful things. And as we're moving into this next era of our life, as we're moving into this new dimension that is about to happen, we are speaking that we are going to be covered in 2025. We are speaking that the end of this year is going to be wonderful for all of us. We are speaking for our hearts to be open. We are speaking that there will be love that surrounds all of us, that we will stay connected to this spirit, that we will stay connected to this spiritual community. We are thankful for infinity. We are thankful for the food that we receive in this place. We are thankful for Reverend Jeff, who pours into us Sunday after Sunday after Sunday after Sunday for growth and for manifestation, to be able to see things happen in our lives. I speak over everyone's family that there will be healed relationships, that there will be healing in their bodies, that there will be love that surrounds and peace that surrounds. I speak guidance over every youth, every young person, that they are protected, that they are covered, that they are delivered, that there are so many things that can happen in their lives, that they're able to walk in their divine purpose. I speak over everyone in this moment of time that prosperity begins to open up in their lives, that they're able to see all of the doors that are opening, that there is a clear path that is shown to them, that the right relationships, that the right people, that the right outcomes come all around them. I speak this right now. We are thankful. I speak guidance, healing of hearts for those who are grieving during these times, for people who have lost someone, for people who have lost relationships, for people who have lost the very people that have held them down. I speak healing over your heart. And as we move into this new dimension, knowing that, Spirit, you never leave us, that we are always surrounded, that we are always guided, that we are always protected, that we are always so loved. I speak that our eyes will be open to that, and our hearts will begin to embrace that peace and that love and that healing that is from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet. As we're moving into a new dimension, we got this. 2025, we got this. 2024, we did it, and now we got this, right? We are moving to the next. We are open. We are excited for the new. We are excited for the prosperity. We are excited for the healing. We are excited for it all. We have the capacity for it all. We know this to be true. We speak it. We seal it. Amen and ashe.
Amen and ashe, y'all. Whoa, my. Oh, my goodness. What a day. Oh, man. Oh, we're so grateful for it all, y'all. Like Marvin Sapp said, the good, bad, the ugly, great or small. Times of victory and when I fall. I'm so grateful that I'm still standing tall. All right, as we get ready to move it on through, y'all, we give thanks for you for being here for us. We're going to invite you to stand at home or stand in a place wherever you are. We're going to sing our song to head on out of here. We're going to put some words up in a minute on the screen. But listen, I speak that there's been something that is said that has lifted you up in a brand new way. If you're brand new at Infinity Fellowship, we unpack these principles in a very tangible way over the course of 4 weeks. It's our new members orientation. I invite you to check out the slide, to scroll up in the chat for the link, but to check out the slide that is there that will appear at the end of service. Listen, at this time, we invite you to tag somebody in the chat, somebody you don't know, and just speak something good into their life. Tell them that something great is happening. Tell them that they're a winner. Don't tag anybody and say, I forgive you, because we don't want to know. Y'all had something happen or something. I don't want to, I forgive you. I could forgive myself, but, we don't want to play out anything like that in the chat. But we do want to send good wishes to those who are in this chat with us. It's a way that we end in gratitude as well. And so we've had one heck of a day. It's great because we're closing out. We're getting to the finish line, y'all. So we're going to ask that you chat with somebody. You send them a tag, speak something on their life that's wonderful, send a heart to somebody, send some love to somebody, a kid, whoever it is, send it to them. And then as this broadcast ends, we ask that you share it with somebody. Call somebody, copy the YouTube, hit the share button, hit the thumbs up button, and just share it with somebody who you know is ready to do the work that they need to go to the next level. And that's what's beautiful. Again, our new member slide will come up. I'm looking forward. Lady Kanitha and I will be teaching that class, so you get an opportunity to interact with us via Zoom. It's going to be awesome. But we enjoy it. And as all hearts and minds are clear, we now get ready to emerge into the world that awaits our light. And so it is. Let's sing our song, y'all. Thank you, God. As all hearts and minds are clear, and we walk into the world that awaits our light. As we sing these lyrics, as we speak these words into existence, we recognize that we are simply extending the superpower of speaking into existence that which we desire. And as we speak into existence that which we desire, we put a little music to it. It becomes our closing song. We invite you to meditate on the words, even as they are pronounced from your mouths. And we sing this special song to close infinity. Let us sing. If today's a brighter day and we are on our way, then we can begin to heal ourselves again. Oh, we remember yesterday, and yet today's the day. God's reminding me to look at you and see family. Oh, yeah. If today's a brighter day and we are on our way, then we can begin to heal ourselves again. Oh, we remember yesterday, and yet today's the day. God's reminding me to look at you and see family. God's reminding me, God's reminding me to look at you and see family. My God is reminding me, God's reminding me to look at you and see family. We speak in this moment that the God of your acceptance and understanding, the power of the cosmos and the ancestors, rest, rule, and rock with you henceforth, now and forever. Let us sing together. Amen, amen. Hotep Shalom. Namaste. Hashem. We love you guys. We'll see you next week, Yoga Sunday, and Vision Board working Sunday on the end of the month, 5th Sunday. We love you. That's a fact you cannot change. Let's move and groove. Tag somebody in the chat. Say something good about them. Rev Jeff, Lady Kanitha, we love y'all. That's a fact you cannot change. Peace.